the dawn of time, she's been fighting to survive. It's that most elusive of creatures, the self-sufficient, middle-aged, working actress.
I should have been playing that role. She stole it from me. Well, honey, I ain't driving this days.
Well, Oprah loves you, eh?
Fabulous.
Can that certain age look more like a certain age? If you know what I mean?
Que sera, sera.
You ready to play back? Thanks. Roll music. Okay, and in 3, 2, 1, action. Follow spot.
To the Power of Anne was born out of something I like to call necessity, as opposed to being artsy-fartsy and creative about it. The television industry in this country has taken a nosedive in the last few years or so, and it's just gotten to the stage where I had no work. There's no work left. There's 150 people applying for the same job. And I thought, well, I'm not prepared to finish my career. I'm not prepared to walk off and die. It's got to the stage where I had to create my own work. And that's how To the Power of Anne started.
3, 2, 1, action.
And Robert wrote this. He had this beautiful idea for a show about a woman of a certain age. And I've done the musicals, I've done the movies, I've done the TV shows. As a woman matures, there's less work for us. So you've got to look at another aspect. I never will be told there's nothing left for you. I refuse to ever accept that. And it was the most opportune moment.
The script was written over a course of 2 weeks with my partner Rian, who was a great help in terms of structuring the narrative of the script. And I approached Anne with it. She read the script, took her a day or two. She loved it. We went ahead. We started shooting.
And I just thought how perfect at this stage of my life. So many of my friends are telling me, or all of similar age, oh, there's no work, we're too old. And I refuse to accept that we're too old. I think that we are literally getting to our peak. And I decided it's time for us to make 50 fashionable. But I'm actually quite off that at the age of 50 plus, I've got to actually off to see how I can earn money.
Sorry, ma'am.
Declined.
Usually theatre moms are supposed to be up behind you, pushing you all the way. Go, son, I want you to be the best. No, I want you to be the best behind me. My mom said, just read the script, check it out, and tell me what you think, because I'd love to do this with you, obviously. And I read it, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a lot of fun, and it really looked like something that I definitely think the public will enjoy. So I said 100%, I'm totally on board. And of course, the chance to work with my mother was a golden opportunity.
There's an honesty, and what Ryan and I have enjoyed doing this together, and I'm sure his father's watching from above, is that it's let people see him as an actor. Sorry.
I understand.
What do you mean?
She's a maniac at that stage door.
Why are you shooting me? Oh no. I never acted before, but I always see Miss Anne acting, and then I just take it from there.
And without you, I couldn't be here.
Thank you.
That's why I love you.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu, and bengingakufuzanga ukuthi ngikhulume ngolo hlobo because you are the only one ongisizayo. Yes, you are the part of my family, I must say.
I'm talking here. Do you mind? Thanks. About you, yes. Anne and I
go not that way back. I think we've known each other for, we realised last night, almost a decade. We did Joseph and his amazing Technicolor panty. No, it was a dream coat. It was just a small dream coat. It was almost a panty. And was singing the narrator, and I was doing Pharaoh.
At one of her weddings, one of her marriages, I think it was the last marriage but one or something, then I was her matron. I had the honour of being her matron. And so I've kind of gone as an honorary mom ever since.
What you guys captured as a concept was very clever because it had self-deprecating humour, but it was terribly warm and ended up as a really nice family story.
When I approached the actors with the script, I said to them, here's a script, but have fun with it. If you want to ad-lib, go for it. If you want to have a bit of fun with the character, with the characterization, go for it. And they did.
En ons liefdespel is vir goed verby, slegs 'n skammerspel. En nou?
En skamme spel.
Skammerspel. Maar ek sê jammer. Ek sê nie jammerspel.
Ja, maar jammer is 'n woord. The more I was told about the project, the more I enjoyed it, the more I loved it, and the more intrigued I was. Mixing reality TV with comedy and music, and totally fresh and different, I think it's such a wonderful marriage of various styles and ideas, and they're all coming together in a very, very, very tight, cohesive whole. I think it's really entertaining and lovely, and very moving, which I didn't foresee.
I think it's certainly uncharted territory for South African cinema. I think it's incredibly brave. I think it's cooked, it's deep fried like calamari, but it's fantastic, it's honest, it's real, and it's deeply poignant.
A lot of people always ask me, what's it like being a performer? What's it like being an actor? What's it like being on stage? And, you know, obviously you tell them what it's like on the stage, but none of them really understand what goes on after the show, before the show. So I think that from a curiosity perspective, it's a great opportunity for the public to really see just how much we have to struggle sometimes, and just how cruel and cutthroat the industry can be, but also on the same token how rewarding the industry can be and how exciting it can be as well.
Please cue lines, yes. And I'm ready, and...
Dit skep 'n sterk empatie met die karakter. Dit is iemand met wie almal kan assosieer. Ons elke mens gaan deur die proses. Dit is heeltemal sou ek sê 'n nuwe resep.
The thing about To the Power of Anne is that it doesn't fit into a specific genre. It crosses a lot of genres. I don't like things that fit into a box.
I definitely think it will appeal to younger people, mostly because it's so funky and it's so outrageously funny.
Where it starts off and it's in a pure sort of mockumentary style. That's kind of how we start To the Power of Anne. And by the end of it, we're in pure narrative, but you don't actually realize that you've been taken out of the pure documentary style into the pure narrative. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping.
If you like humanity, and if you like a laugh, and if you want to cry, and if you like a bit of music, and if you like truth, I think that would be a reason to see this film.
You know, I think for the younger generation, they might relate more to the story of my character going along for the ride, being frustrated by his mother, who doesn't give him a second to breathe because all she wants is to plan his life out for him, because in her mind she thinks that that's what a loving mother would do.
Why would people of my generation want to see it? Because it's so terribly familiar, and it takes you to places where you don't want to be, but you have to go. And then the movie is very clever, and the character of Anne is very clever, because you get lift out of that, and it opens up new vistas. It's refreshing and rewarding, and it's like having a spring shower. You walk out, you're terribly wet, and then the sun shines, and it's beautiful.
We'll talk later. So, you can roll now. Okay, so now we decide we're going to do physical. And we're going to do it with 4 gorgeous boys. And Dwayne Alexander, who's a very close friend of mine, and also happens to be a great actor and dancer, he choreographed. And part of the deal was that I had to dance one section properly. Now, you know, I really got upset because I really studied this section. I spent the entire, I think it was the whole of Sunday afternoon, the whole of Monday morning rehearsing this, totally rehearsing it. So we get on stage, and oh my goodness, I'm in my stilettos, so I can barely do the steps, but I'm really trying. I know Robert doesn't even care about the fact that I got the steps wrong because they knew all along I wouldn't get the steps right. So there I am trying my hardest to be a real dancer, and the part when I'm trying to be the real dancer, that's when I look like the radio dancer, and the parts when I'm just busking as I normally do, that actually looks quite good. So the moral of the story is, guys, I'm really now too mature to learn choreography. So now I surround myself with gorgeous men and I just stand and sing. But you'll like it when you see in the movie. I even start counting the steps.
Cutting. There's a bit too much snow. One extreme to the other.
You know, I was an A-lister, do you know?
Yes, 20 years ago, my darling.
Well, she's still on stage, and as long as you don't book in the first 8 rows, everything's fine.
Oh, you know, really.
Annie, you have lost so much weight.
It is all in your chest.
That is how you work out, my lovelies. And you're fabulous doing it.
Let's get physical, physical. I wanna get physical.
I can't move.
So much means.
Take a break.
It was going to be pushing the limits a little because, you know, we all want to look glamorous. We don't want to show off the areas that should be hidden. And Robert was great. He said I was nervous in the beginning because I thought, oh, I'm really exposing myself. But I needed to push the envelope and to say, hey guys, yes, this is me, warts and all. For me, what we have created as a team is fantastic. And, you know, between the three of us, Robert, Rian, and myself, I mean, it's been a journey. And it's kind of given me back my mojo. When you create something that's honest and real, you'd be surprised how far it can go. So here's to the power of A.
Some say love, it is a razor. Then if you go, I'll understand. Leave me just enough love.
Cut. Robert, cut that, please.